Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video of the 7th episode of the one and only season of Automan, called The Biggest Game in Town. Last time we saw some corrupt police officers kill a good colleague of theirs because he caught them stealing weapons. They framed the good cop for the crime to throw suspicion off themselves. They were investigated by Internal Affairs, but we learnt that the IA officer was behind the whole scheme. Called it. The conspirators all met up at a psychic show, and Cursor generated the ghost of the killed officer to accuse them of the crimes. They all ran off but were stopped by the police and the autocopter. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it all. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1.
I hope this means you've disarmed it.
Yeah, it was pretty basic stuff. A detonator, timer, plastique.
Yeah, well, check it out when you get back to headquarters anyway, will you?
That looks like a big bomb and a lot of plastique.
Okay. Now what's going on?
I'll check the breaker. They're right.
Lieutenant, the lights are going off all over the city.
This is the police.
Oh, the power goes out and looting starts immediately. Blimey. Does that really happen? Or did it really happen?
Demonstration of the latest and most advanced
Microcomputer
video games now on the market
conference.
is now beginning in the video games display booth.
Look at those computers.
And in 36 minutes, it executes our next command.
So they
They're
get.
gonna be going crazy. Crazy won't cover what they'll be feeling before we're through. This is just the beginning of the biggest computer game ever played.
Biggest computer game ever played. D-Base. I used to use D-Base 3+. In fact, I think it's the first language I learnt. I'm rubbish at programming though.
Blackout. What blackout?
The entire west side of LA has been without power for 30 minutes. You'd better get back to headquarters. They're calling for every available man. And they'll need you most of all.
Why?
Let's just say it has something to do with computers.
Dun dun dun.
Just tell us what is going on.
Well, it would be helpful if someone could fill me in.
This message just started coming in.
All Los Angeles, tonight's blackout is only a sample of what we can do. Be prepared to pay $10 million or bear responsibility for the consequences. It's locked. Whoever programmed this thing has blocked out any new programming.
Is this like one of the first hacks that ever happened?
Come on, Automan. This is an emergency.
Well, surely he's the ideal person for this one. He's connected to all computers. He can go straight in and find information.
Had it ever occurred to you that I might have needs too?
No.
What?
Don't you think I have feelings?
No.
Otto, I made you like everything I like.
That was a little closed-minded of you, don't you think?
Yeah.
There might be some perfectly good things out there that I'm missing because of your own bias.
I'm not biased.
Why would you give it... Yeah, why would you give it a bias? It is a bias to like or dislike something.
I've told my friends that should they receive any more unusual new programming, they should notify me immediately.
Give me modem sound.
This call is from the LA Flood Control Authority. We'll be in touch.
Oh dear. Looks like a dam.
Everything's still running smoothly, Captain.
Good.
Yeah, but it would all run smoothly until something happens. Exactly. Well, that's just a normal opening the sluice gates just to relieve some of the pressure. That's normal stuff.
In flood control gates starting to open.
Obviously, if it stayed open indefinitely, it could be a problem, but they often do that.
You got a manual control someplace?
Yeah, sure.
Where?
It's right through that tunnel. We'll never get there in time.
Well, that's
I know someone who can.
badly made system.
There was no way to prevent this, Cursor. Once programmed, the computer must do as it's told.
They never did what I used to program them to do. I guess probably my bad programming though. It's full of errors. Would he have a limit? He was kind of struggling to turn that then. Would he struggle? I don't understand how much strength he has, what his abilities are.
Not a word about the dam and that explanation for the blackout.
Generator problems up the line. The city's covering up, Ron.
Yeah.
We'll just have to escalate. This is revenge.
What for? It seems to be revenge against the city. I would assume the government or of the city, the council.
But you guys better settle down to wait. This can take some time.
There's no database that would be structured in a way that that kind of search parameter would bring results back.
Meet Georgos Makropoulos. According to the brain here, he's the biggest computer thief on the West Coast.
He's all yours, Curtis. All you gotta do is find him.
Perfect suspect dropped in our laps.
Yeah, right in our laps.
Well, it is what you were looking for. You were entering the information in to look for that particular person. I do like that, though. I do like the way it slips in like that into spaces.
Good evening, Automan.
Good evening.
Looking good, Otto.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah. He's got that blue glow in his eyes again.
Hey, Wally! Ah, good to see you again. Who's your friend?
Oh, just someone interested in games.
So I assume that they know he works for the police.
He's an old friend of mine.
They would know he's
Your
against
name?
them.
It's familiar.
Well, I don't know if I want to win this game. Not considering what it may cost.
I can't work out what's going on at the moment, what their aim
Bart
is.
isn't really working with us anymore, is he?
No, I'm afraid not.
I wish I could remember how I know Tilson.
The blackmailers are saying hundreds of people will go down in flames.
Down in flames, hundreds of people. Saw the airport then. So bring a plane down.
Go down in flames? International Airport,
Yeah.
the air traffic control computer.
I was trying to think what could bring people down in flames. Yeah, it would have to be an airplane.
Chief, I think I have it. LA International Airport, the flight traffic control computer.
I'm pretty sure this is why we don't have those kind of systems online these days. I would think that they would be isolated systems.
Ronald L. Tilson, graduate MIT,
What is it?
master programming consultant for the Urban Technological Institute. He master programmed 4 cities. He was flying high right up until he took on Los Angeles. He was dismissed on charges of massive spending overrides.
So his revenge is against the city for firing him. Sounds a bit extreme.
Well, something came up, you know. I've got to leave town, unexpected business.
I think your death's coming up.
I don't know. We've been here all day, and so far it's just business as usual.
He has no idea how computer systems work, does he?
Yeah, but how and when is the trouble going to show up? I'll tell you something.
Why are all the police there? It's not like something's going to happen there. It'll just happen digitally.
Doing fine, North American 48. Continue your approach on runway 18.
I assume they're going to change something, maybe the beacons that they use, rather than the control station. Because that then make the planes think they're different heights. That's what they did in Die Hard 2, isn't it?
It's been programmed to place 4 miles in between 2 incoming jets.
I don't understand.
So radar screens will show the planes 4 miles apart when they're really coming together on the same course. Look, Wally, I've got to go. I'm being followed. They're going to kill me.
Who, Bart? Is it Tilson?
You just saved those people, Wally. It's too late for me.
So give up the information. Oh, that's very bad. You would...
Those 2 flights are coming in on the same path.
We'll call the tower.
The tower has to go by what they see on the radar.
They're not going to believe
We've
it.
got to get to one of those captains and give him something to look at he won't ignore.
The helicopter. Fly up there into their view. Oh. Yeah, makes more sense actually, the jet.
Hey, there's something coming in on our left side here.
Get the left side. Look ahead, Skipper.
God, pull up. Repeat, pull up.
Pull up!
Pull up.
Pull up!
They would have to bring the entire system down because they wouldn't be able to trust the information.
You better close down operations.
Yeah.
The computer is bollocks. If it weren't for that mystery jet, those other 2 would have hit.
Exactly. They would have to completely close it all down.
There is a 15-minute time limit. Please do not leave your car unattended.
What the?
They've hacked the car. God, this is a bit ahead of its time, this episode. Wouldn't have thought they'd be able to remotely control a car back then. Wouldn't have thought the tech would be there for that. Cars didn't have computers as such back then. Not like they do now. Even if they did have control of it, they would. There's not like there's cameras in there. They would have to be close enough to that car to be able to see where it's going to control it. Otherwise, they'd be running into walls and all sorts.
We gotta get the driver out of there.
Well, it wouldn't have been so serious if he'd worn a seatbelt.
The registration computer indicates that Johnson's room is 923.
I think I read somewhere that he puts lifts in his shoes to make him look taller, Automan. I think he's quite a tall guy anyway, but it boosted his height.
This new game looks like an energizer ray. This new technology could be damaging to my molecules.
Shh. Shh. Otto, what do we do? The only thing we can do, Walter. Hide.
Bart? Bart? Bart, are you here?
Well, they don't need to hide. Now you can just escape.
Bart, are you
Exactly.
here?
Just go through the walls.
What kind of action?
That's just to say, in order to win, sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a pawn.
You're even more ruthless than I thought.
Yeah, but you kind of said that earlier, and she was all for it. She can't take the high road now.
What the hell is that?
The jig's up, Otto. We're spotted.
Hope there isn't a power cut when they're in the wall, because Automan would disappear and Wally would just appear in the wall.
As for you, young lady,
No!
Hey, I felt that. Let's get out of here.
Well, I can't imagine Automan would just collapse like that again. It's either on or off. He would probably have just disappeared.
It fires an electronic beam that disrupts my molecules. I need more strength to heal the disruption.
This is a power socket.
Never catch them now.
Walter, you have remarkable faith in elevators, but you seem to forget the computers that run them are my friends.
I'll just bring the elevator back up.
Get us to headquarters, Otto. I'll do the rest.
Sure, you can do that. But our next move is already programmed. With or without us, it's going to take out a lot of people. And there's nothing you can do to stop it.
He's unhinged.
How about Ellie? She shouldn't be as hard a nut to crack.
Ellie, she doesn't know anything. She told us that Tilson just said that this would be his big surprise for all those who would hurt him.
No, she was completely in on it.
But there is no Markopolis.
Tilson created him as a computer construct, an imaginary suspect.
So the suspect never existed.
Unless his big surprise is here, too.
What could he
Now,
do
wait a
to
minute,
the
hold
police
on.
station
Are you
computers
saying
that
that
cause
we
problems?
are Tilson's targets?
Flood control can cause floods, obviously. Bomb. Well, that's a bit low tech. That's not computer related at all. He just planted a bomb and then locks the doors.
Wally, could Tilson blow us up with a computer?
Only if it controlled a bomb.
Pretty rubbish security there. If someone can come in with a bomb, it was a big bomb.
I thought you'd never call.
But he's appeared on his own before with no prompting, so why didn't he now?
We're here.
Where? This is the bomb squad floor.
Exactly. Do you remember the bomb Lieutenant Curtis told us they found at the striptease nightclub the night the computer first blacked out half the city?
Otto, they've already disconnected the timer on that bomb.
Find it, and I think we'll find that beneath a crude timing device and underneath the plastic explosive is a very nasty little microchip that's sending out vibrations you wouldn't believe.
Okay, That's quite clever. Actually, the bomb was just a plant, so the bomb people brought it in
9,
themselves.
8. Now let's see if we can find that wicked little chimp.
Otto, this is no time for guessing. We're down to 5 seconds.
4, 3, 2. You naughty boy.
We can't take any credit for it. He wouldn't be able to explain how he found it.
All systems are go.
What about the other computers?
Well, they should be fine.
So at last, everything's really back to normal.
They can't know.
Number one, how did you know where the bomb was? Number two, how did you know what kind of a detonator was hidden inside that bomb? And number three, how could you possibly disassemble it without blowing it and the rest of us to smithereens?
3 good questions.
Beginner's luck?
Like that would be enough. He would be interviewed repeatedly by lots of people to find out what happened. That was an alright episode. It was quite ahead of its time, really. Sort of the hacking side of things. And to be fair, it actually shows good justification for us not having a centralised government computer system connected to everything. Because if you get into one bit of it, you can get into all of it. I think it's sort of Skynet kind of thing from Terminator. And I say I'm pretty sure a lot of those systems aren't online for this exact reason, so people can't hack into them. They would be localized computer systems, maybe on their own internal network, but with no outside connection. Updates and things would have to be done on site by authorized people. So it shows the dangers of if they were connected. This is actually could happen. The airport one, like I said, it did remind me of Die Hard 2, and as Die Hard 2 came out after this, what if they someone got inspiration of the storyline from here? Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this would actually be quite a scare story back then. People could have, anti-computer people. I think there were quite a few around back then about, scaremongering about computers. Could have used this as justification for computers not being put into everywhere. But no, it was an alright episode. An interesting one. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next one. Be seeing you.